real link um, between, of course, Mayim, the continuity, and Mayim Chaim, our Torah. And this Rabbi Nidal, it talks about sort of reclaiming the mystical element. I'm sort of towards the middle. Be'er in Hebrew is rich in meaning for us today. According to the dictionary of the Torah, it means to expound, to dig, engrave, make distinct, to elucidate, to reveal in detail, to harmonize, and bring together concepts of the mind. A well, a cistern, or a pit. And there's this verse at the end of Deuteronomy speaking about these two mountains on which we are to engrave the word of the teachings, ba'er, hetev, very clearly. So there's something also about the well that has to do with clarity of maybe purifying water. Thus we can conclude the following meaning of a well for us today. Living by the well requires that we always be aware of the constant flow of the ruach, the spirit that emerges from deep within each of us. We must learn to tune our spiritual ears to the wisdom of the mysteries of the human soul and Torah. As we study the Torah and seek this living relationship with spirit, our studies will extend far beyond the house of study and will become part of our daily lives. To live by the well means to allow the separation between our daily lives and the sacred space or dimension to disappear, so that the divine force that permeates everything that is created may be revealed to us. We must dig deep, far beneath the surface, to see the light of Torah in every situation that we face today. Every place has hidden sparks of life. The well symbolizes the hidden point of divinity in all things. We must learn to open the covering to reveal the secrets hidden within. So we'll close there. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Our service will start in a minute.
want me to?
Let's stop for a moment. So I can sing this for the next 2 hours, but it's not going to work because we need your help. We need your voices. We need your spirits. The melody is very simple. Please join with us. There's no words. It's just yai dai dai, which actually is a lot of words when you think about it. Ya da dai 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 da da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 da da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 da da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 da da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 da da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 da da dai 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 dai. Ya da dai 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 dai.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're so happy to see you here in the Rudin Chapel this morning to celebrate Shabbat, to celebrate community. And as we prepare to begin our service, hopefully everyone has a copy of Mishkan Tefillah. If you're in the front row, there might be one on your pew, but otherwise they should be right in front of you. And we're going to practice by turning to page 74 of our prayer books. So one of the ways we celebrate being in community is rejoicing in song, and we'll get to do that a lot this morning. And so our first song, Ma Tovu, is really a song of gratitude for being in such a beautiful place and being able to just enjoy that moment of being together. So on page 74, we'll sing together Ma Tovu.
Ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael, ma tovu, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. ואני ברוב חסדך אבוא ביתך אשתחווה אל היכל קודשך ביראתך מה טובו מה טובו אוהלך יעקב משכנותיך ישראל, אדוני אהבתי, מעון ביתך, ומקום משכן כבודך, משכן כבודך, ואני אשתחווה ואקרא אברכה לפני אדוני עושי, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהלך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, ואני תפילתי לך, אדוני את רצון, אלוהים ברוב חסדך, אלוהים ברוב חסדך, ענני באמת אישך, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהלך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהלך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל.
We continue with our gratitude for being here and for being present by turning off our cell phones. So if you have your cell phone with you and you've not yet turned it off, this is an excellent moment to avoid the awkward maybe call from God later in the service. And as you silence your phones or turn them off, we'll offer real gratitude truly on page 76, where we give thanks for our bodies and their miraculous workings and our ability to stand or sit or just be here in this space. So on page 76, join with us. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar, umafli la'asot. And on page 78, we'll continue with gratitude for our souls and the freshness of each new morning.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorai. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorai. Ata berata, ata yitzarta, ata nefachta bi, ve'ata mishamra bekirbi. Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorai.
So we'll turn to page 80. And on page 80 and the pages that follow, we will offer these ancient verses of gratitude for the miracles that we encounter every day. And some of them may feel really resonant as we read them, and some of them may not. So before we read them, before we chant them together, think of a moment this week that you feel really grateful for. Maybe you saw something really beautiful, or got to hug an old friend or a family member you haven't seen in a while. Maybe you're sitting next to someone you love very much, and this is actually the moment. Does everyone have their moment? So we'll start on page 80, and we'll keep moving forward, and we'll offer these blessings in a combination of Hebrew or English or whatever feels comfortable, or a big amen afterwards, and we'll just continue sharing our gratitude with each other and with this community.
Page 80, yeah, sure. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. And now the English.
Who
Has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Page 82.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the water. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives the naked. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids.
Page 84.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew, or whatever spiritual path I follow. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Page 86.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who hallows us with the mitzvot, commanding us to engage in words of Torah. Amen.
On page 88, we'll do a little Torah study, having just offered a blessing where we say that we're thankful for the opportunity to engage in Torah, the obligation to, and so join us on page 88. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all.
I'd like to ask Adina to come up to lead us on page 100, on page 97, lead us in the Ashrei. Page 97.
Do you want that? 97.
You want to stand on this? Page 97.
אשרי ביתך עוד ירוך סלע.
אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו.
תהילה לדוד וממך אולי המלך, ואורך שמך לעולם ועד.
בכל יום אברכך, והללה שמך לעולם ועד.
גדול אדוני מעולם מאוד, ולגדולתו אין חקר.
דור לדור ישבח מעשיך, וגבולותיך יגידו.
הדר כבודותיך, ודברי נפלותיך עשיך.
וזוזותיך יאמרו, וגדולתך ספרנה.
זכר על טובך יביעו, וצדקתך ירננו.
חנון ורחום אדוני, ערך אפיים וגדול חסד.
טוב אדוני לכל, ורחמיו על כל מעשיו.
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך, וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו, וגבורתך ידברו.
להודיע לבני אדם גבולותיו, וכבוד אדם מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים, וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיני כל אליך יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו.
פותח את ידיך, משביע לחוק הרצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל המעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל קוראיו, לכל אשר יקראו באמת.
רצון יראה ויעשה שבתם ישמע ויושיען.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו, ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר שבקודשו עולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך יום
מעתה ועד עולם.
Hallelujah.
We turn to page 100 where we continue on the theme of Hallelujah, offering Psalm 150.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, el bekocho. Hallelujah, birkiauzo. Hallelujah, bigvurotav. Hallelujah, kerov good Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, b'tei kashofar. Hallelujah, b'nevel v'chinor. Hallelujah, b'tov u'machon. Hallelujah, b'minim be'ugah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, b'tziltzilei shama. Hallelujah, b'tziltzilei truah. Kol hanshama tehallel. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Last time. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
We turn to page 108 and rise for Baruch Hu.
Adina took it. Adina.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
Together at the top of 111. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become the catalyst, first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. We'll continue in the English on page 112 and then in the Hebrew 7 lines from the bottom.
How deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion. on account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life. Be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. V'hareinu leshalom me'arba kanfot haaretz v'tolicheinu komiyut le'artzeinu ki el poel yeshuot ata uvanu v'harta v'keraftanu l'shimcha hagadol sela be'emet lehodot lecha u'liavdecha be'ahava baruch ata Adonai habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava.
So the words we just offered are about how God's gift of love comes as a symbol through the Torah. And we have some of our Torah scholars here with us today. So if you are in 4th, 5th, or 6th grade and you find yourself in this chapel, we invite you to come up onto the bima just for a few moments to join us for Shema and Be'ahavta, maybe a little Micha Mocha. So if you find yourself here and you fit that description, I know there are several of you here. Join us up here. Don't be shy. What's up? Shabbat Shalom. You can bring your prayer books with you, or we can share. Come on up. And as they come up, we're going to turn to 114. We'll get ready for the Shema. All right, guys. You guys can just hello, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
One, two, three. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please turn the page.
Join with us and be seated as we turn to page 116.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ve'ahavta
et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol modecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavcha v'shinanta levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'shachpecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot hayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם
מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. And we continue on page 122 with Micha Mocha, page 122. Micha Mocha Mailim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar bakodesh, Norat hilod osefele, Norat hilod osefele, Yad bye bye bim bim bye, Yad bye bye bim bye, Yad bye bye bim bim bye, Yad bye bye bim bye, Yad dai 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 dai, Yad dai dai bim bam, Yad dai 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 dai, Yad dai dai bim bam.
That's a real Shabbat blessing.
Exactly.
So we will turn now in our prayer books to page 124, and we'll rise for the Amidah.
Please rise.
Please, please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my mouth, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chazdei Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Page 130. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, הכתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהייך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. Echad. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue privately with the Amidah through page 142 of our prayer books. You may remain standing or be seated according to your custom.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu yaseh Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Shalom bimromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Yai la 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 yai la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Oseh shalom bimromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Yai da 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 yai da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 yai da 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 yai da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da.
In about 2 minutes, we're going to begin the Torah service. Before we do, I want to share a thought. Abraham Joshua Heschel is famous for having made this statement, that the purpose of religion is to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Good. You got it. Comfort the afflicted, afflict the comfortable. A question I'm thinking about these days, I'm probably not alone, is that it feels like everyone is afflicted all the time these days. I feel afflicted constantly. Whether it's 2 weeks ago in Pittsburgh at Eitz Chaim, the Tree of Life Synagogue, 11 of our brothers and sisters murdered, whether it's the nightclub in Thousand Oaks, California, the fires, whether it's all of the anxiety and divisiveness of elections. There's so much affliction. So in this week's Torah portion, Tara taught about this at the Torah study. Our Torah study is at 9 or 9:15 in the morning. This is a little plug for it. It's a great hour. And there's a moment in this week's Parsha Toldot, in which we learn that Isaac and his servants build chafru be'erim. They dug wells. They really redug wells that Abraham dug. And that when they dug these wells and discovered mayim chaim, living waters. So what are living waters? It's interesting because these wells actually had been closed. I don't want to say dead, but closed for a generation. Nothing had been happening. They dug these wells, mayim chaim. So the question that's asked is, what are these mayim chaim? What is mayim is water, chaim is life, right? Okay, living waters. One answer from Ibn Ezra says that they're always flowing. Novim tamid, they're always flowing. They don't flow up, they're flowing. Another commentary, this is from the Talmud, it says that anytime you see the word for well, it actually is telling us something about a dream. A dream. It's always flowing, a dream. I'm trying to put a couple pieces of a puzzle together. Another commentator says that Mayim Chaim, it's about shalom, peace. This comment about that the living waters are about shalom actually made me think about Shabbat Shalom. It made me think about the very opening chapter of Genesis. It's actually the first verse of chapter 2, where it says, Vayechulu Hashemayim, God completed all of God's work, except for one thing. One thing had not yet been completed. What was it? At this moment, you can't even measure it, because as soon as when you're here, you're still in the 6th day. When you're here, you're in the 7th day. But somehow there is this moment in between. What was it that had not? What was chaser, according to Rashi, missing still? What needed to be completed? What did we need in order to be complete? Any idea? What? I don't know. Peace, Joan? Peace. Very nice. Rashi says shalom. Shalom had not been created yet. Shalom is actually something that needs to be created. Actually, the word Rashi uses menucha. It's a certain kind of shalom. And it struck me. I don't know if I'm finishing right now. I don't know if what I'm about to say is so obvious, like Mayor, we all know this, or if it's really profoundly deep. At this moment, it feels profoundly deep. Tomorrow, it might feel like it was trite. But for this moment, I'm being sincere. It feels deep to me. So how does this connect to what are the living waters? What is the dream? It's constantly flowing, even when it's been closed up, and all of the affliction. It all is answered in this notion, this vision of Shabbat. Shabbat, at this moment, right, you're right, Dorit, but let me just finish my thought, which is that when we think about what's asur, forbidden on Shabbat, what's forbidden on Shabbat? Work, exactly. Now, usually when we think about what's forbidden on the work that's forbidden, it's about, I can't go to my office. I'm not supposed to do 100 different things related to the job that I receive parnasa, income. And then something struck me. Literally, it was about 2.5 hours ago. There's all of the physical work we do. That definitely is supposed to come to a halt on Shabbat. But there's even, I feel, and from many conversations I have with you, there's even work that's much more challenging these days. It's the emotional, psychological work of dealing with all of the affliction in our world. I can say it again, right? The murders at synagogues, in nightclubs, the fires, the elections, all of it. It's so hard to constantly be trying to, or not even trying, to feel like we can't escape from the work, the emotional, psychological, spiritual work of being at peace. is there any time, any place that we can try to stop trying to solve the problems of the world, which are so profound? 6 days a week we're supposed to do this. But is there a time and place where we're called not as some arbitrary rule, but some deep, profound human insight to stop trying to solve the problems of the world? Allow ourselves to feel what Rashi says, menucha. That, I think, is what is the most central and critical kind of work that this moment in our week is calling us and inviting us to do. Okay, with all of that, I want to ask a number of people to come up. Matt Motion, was that right, Matt? Okay. And Rochelle Rosenblum, come up to open the ark. I also want to ask Larry Cohen and Ebby Saraf to come to the ark. And I also want to ask, come on, Larry, David Wolf, the head of our education religious school. David, I want you to come up because you're going to have a role in this also. We're going to rise. Come on, guys, people. We're rising on whatever the page is. It's 244. David, come up.
Ein kamocha Elohim Adonai, vein kemasecha, malachutecha malachut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor vador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch leolam vaed, Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai yivarech et hamo v'shalom, av harachamim heitiv avirtzonecha et Zion, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, ki v'chol levad batachnu, melech el ram v'nisadon olamim. Page 246. Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, udevar Adonai mi Yerushalayim. 248. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael bikdushato.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadol Adonai Tzion Romema Shemo Yachdav. Lecha Adonai HaGedula v'HaGevura v'Tiferet v'Hanetzach v'Ahod. Ki hol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, ki hol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'mitnasei lechol lerosh. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Please be seated. Okay. I want to call up our first Torah readers, Debbie Sutton and Tracy Feldman. And I want to call up come on up, Debbie and Tracy. And for the first Aliyah, I'd like to call up this Merdad. You're here, aren't you? Merdad, I saw you a minute ago. And, yep, you're here. I don't say that. Is he here? What? You kidding me? What?
Is he reading Torah?
Oh no.
Okay.
Ein
I want to
kemach,
ask.
ein Torah. If there's not flour, there's not Torah. So he chose the flour over the Torah.
So I want to. It's okay. Want to have Andrea, a number of your small group. Number of Andrea, the small group of Seppi and Andrea. You know, some of you are here. Olga and Lori Beth. Who else is here? Tanya. Yes, Joanne. Awesome. Joyce. Great. Yeah, I'm due. All of you wonderful angels. Nicole, you're in this group. Good. Come on to Tara's side. Awesome. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else who's... I'm pointing, Andrea, at all these wonderful... Please, yeah, please. And so Debbie, before we start, Debbie, where are you? Come on, come here first before we offer the blessing. Yeah, we'll bring it over. Yeah, here, Debbie. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Olam Ba'ed. This is great.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu kohanim ונתן לנו את תורתו. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Ve'ele toldot Yitzchak ben Avraham. Avraham holid et Yitzchak. Vayehi Yitzchak ben 40 shana. Bekachto et Rivka bat Betuel ha'arami mipadam aram achot Lavan ha'arami lo leisha.
Vayatar Yitzhak Ladonai Lenochiach Ishto Ki
Akarahi. Vayater lo Adonai v'tahara Rivka ishto v'yitratzatzu habanim b'kirba v'tomer im kain lama zeh anochi v'telek lidrosh et Adonai.
She'll come up.
Becky, come for the closing blessing. But run. Right on time. That's why we have two blessings. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen, amen. It's important, Seppi, that you got here since you are the convener of this amazing group. Okay, we'll have more to say as we come down. Yeah, it's obvious that you should be up here, Andrea. You're coming back. By the way, we're in Genesis chapter 25, Parsha Toldot. So for the second Aliyah, the Torah readers, I want to first call the Torah readers Jen, Still, and Dana Sobieski. And Sobeski. Dana, one day I'll get your name. And for the Aliyah, I want all of your family members to come up. Some of whom I don't know all of who are here, but
So if you're related to these people up here, you need to come up.
That's right. Not just these folks up here. So Sutton, Saraf, Still, Friedman, Natasha, are you here for your mom, Lori? Other what?
Eliana.
What did I say?
Eliana.
Eliana. What did I say? Oh, Natasha. Right. Eliana, come on up. Yes, that's right. That's all right. That's all right. So, David, where are you? Sutton. What are we doing? Like. Okay. Oh, yeah, right. Not good. Okay. So hold on a second. Now you're up a little bit. We'll be at verse 23. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Amen. Vayomer Adonai la shnei goyim b'vidneich u'shnei le'omim mime'aich yiparedu u'la'om mil'om yamat farav yavod sa'ir v'yimlu yameha laledet v'hine tamim b'vidna. Vayetze harishon admoni kulo ke'aderet se'ar vaykra'u shemo Esav v'acharei chen yatsa achiv וידו אוחזת בעקב עשיו, ויקרא שמו יעקב, ויצחק בן 60 שנה בלדתותם.
Baruch atah Adonai Torah.
Amen. It's such an incredible blessing to be here. You're a mother, a teacher, a baker, and a reader with a perfect resh. So beautiful. And Jen, to be able to celebrate your choosing Judaism as a spiritual path, and then to have you read Torah so beautifully is just an incredible, incredible honor. Okay. Please be seated.
Okay. So as they come down, I want to ask the Torah readers, Beth and Lori, to come forward. Beth and Lori, and I want to ask the David and Nicole. This is your moment to come up. You're going to offer the Aliyah. And actually, I'd like the grandparents to come close. Yeah, come on. That's good. It's okay. Come on up. Yeah. I thought you was going to come up with the last one. No, you didn't. I was confusing. Okay. Do you see where you are? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, come over here a little bit. Just come over. Okay. Calling up David and Nicole for the Aliyah. Before we offer officially name their beautiful daughter. Okay, go for it, guys. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vigdalu Hana'arim Vayehi Esav Ish Yodea Said Ish Sadeh V'Yaakov Ish Tam Yoshev Ohalim Vaye'ehav Yitzchak Et Esav Ki Zayid Befiv V'Rivka Ohevet Et Yaakov.
Vayazid Yaakov Nazid Vayavo Esav Min Hasadeh V'hu Ayev Vayomer Esav El Yaakov Haliteni na min ha'adom hazeh ki ayev anochi al kain kara shemo edom.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Okay, so come forward, guys. This is a beautiful moment to bring you into our covenant as a Jewish people. And before we do, we want to share something. Your mom and dad are going to share something about your name, okay? And then we're going to say something. We're going to offer a blessing. Go for it, Nicole and David. Nicole and David.
To our sweet Eliana Hava, our Ellie girl. We stand in front of you today to officially name you and offer our blessings for what we pray will be a wonderful life. You were named after your Nana Linda's mother Evelyn and your Grampy Edwin's mother Hannah. We were both so fortunate to know our grandmothers well and hope you embody the wonderful characteristics that make them so special to us and our families.
Exactly.
We wish Ellie could have met my Nana Evelyn, who would have been so thrilled to love and spoil her great-granddaughter. We can already see some of the best qualities in you and hope you continue to share her sharp curiosity, intelligence, and humor.
Your great-grandmother Hannah was the epitome of warmth and generosity. She always had a big smile on her face and helped those around her. We hope you will share her commitment to kindness, treating people with respect, and tikkun olam. Your name, Eliana, means my God has answered me, and we feel God has answered our prayers. You are a true gift, and we do not know how we got so lucky to be your parents. As your soon-to-be 100-year-old great-grandfather Zadie says, we are lucky in love. Chava, the Hebrew name for Eve, often means life. We pray that your life is long and full of only love, health, and happiness. Allie, you are loving, intelligent, curious, fearless, and determined. You fill our home with love, sunshine, and endless fun. We hope you already know that there are so many people who love you and would do anything for you. May God bless and keep you always.
Amen, amen. Beautiful. It's great. I love what just happened. Tara used to tell this story that as parents, our kids want telephones. And so when our oldest was a baby, she gave him a plastic phone, and he immediately knew it wasn't the real thing. So in this case, right, I tried to hand Eliana the microphone that wasn't on. She's like, no, I don't want it. I want to say one other thing before Tara offers this blessing, which you spoke beautifully about Eliana, and I want to say one additional word about Chava. Chava is Eve in our tradition, and it means life, but it also has another meaning. The definition of life is about biology. It's about giving life through our material being. But the Hebrew word Chava, with the root chet vav he, also means to transmit a story, a narrative, to have an identity that is really important, that we feel passionate about, to transmit to our children and our grandchildren and so forth. So I just want to say that having stood under the chuppah with you guys, to have come to know you, over these last couple years, to sense, Nicole, from your parents, to know very, very well how passionate they are about transmitting the story, passing it down. David, I can feel it from our conversations, mostly a couple years ago and recently, but your parents have done that with you, and you are so passionate about doing this now with your family. So this name of Chava suits who you are as individuals, your parents, the grandparents. Go for it.
And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to wrap a talit around both of your shoulders, kind of like the chuppah came down around you. Why don't you wrap it around your shoulders and have all the grandparents just place a hand. And if this little hand wants to touch the Torah, but we don't want to force anything. See, she knows the real thing. Inviting everyone to rise. There are no accidents. One of our Torah readers also chose to name her daughter Eliana.
Oh, that's
so
right.
there's a Holy One peeking through here. Even without knowing this child, this family, one can catch a glimpse and extend all your blessings to this family, to this new life. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah bless this mother, Nicole, Elaine, Yisraela, Noah, Bat, Shena, Leah, Esav, and this father, David, Matthew, David, Meir, Ben Chaya, Golda, Baruch, and their daughter, Eliana Chava. Eliana Chava's name among the people Israel shall be Eliana Chava, Bat Yisrael, Noah, the David, Meir. Merciful God, grant that this child will grow to maturity and good health in mind. May she be a sensitive human being, a caring daughter, woman, and mother, a student of Torah. May she be spared the ravages of war and violence, the bitterness of hatred and prejudice. May she be a blessing to all who love her, to the people of Israel, and to all humanity. May she be blessed with a long life surrounded by her beloved family. May her parents find wisdom and length of days to raise their daughter to the study and practice of Torah, to deeds of compassion and righteousness, and to witness her achievements of love fulfilled. May she be capable of loving deeply, and may she be loved deeply. And let us say, Amen. Mazal tov.
Okay, we can be seated. And I'd like to ask Talene Sarah to come up. Taline for the chanting of the fourth Aliyah. We're on verse 31.
This is going to be a Misha Berach Aliyah, so if there's someone you're thinking of in need of healing and you are capable of coming up, please come up and we'll just be offering the strength of this moment to them. Misha Berach Aliyah. All the way up over to my side if you can.
Vayomer Yaakov.
Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Yaakov Michra ki yomet bechoratcha li Vayomer Esav hine anochi holech limod lemazeh li lemazeh li bechorah ve'omer Yaakov hishava li kiyom ve'yishaba lo ve'mikorei et ve'imkor et bechorato leYaakov.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. It's a beautiful thing to be holding the names of those in need of healing, for those of you on the Bima and all of us here. I know that the person who just chanted Torah has such a deep sense of the healing power of this scroll. And really, if there's anyone to hold that and channel it, it's you. So thank you for chanting. And we're going to bring prayers for healing with the Misha Berach on page 253.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
You can be seated. I'm going to ask Larry Kazam to come up as the Torah reader. And I want to ask Ya'amdu, Kol HaMishpacha, Larry, your family to come up. Andrea, Natasha, Alex.
How about my mom?
What?
How about my mom?
Yeah, your mom. Yeah, come. Definitely. Sawad, yes. I mean, we wouldn't be here without you, Mom, Grandma. That's for sure. In so many ways, we wouldn't. This is not just biology, as I said, it's spirituality. Baruch Adonai Amvarach Leolam Ba'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim Venatan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vehi Rav Ba'aretz Milvad Rav Arishon Asher Haya Bimei Abraham V'yelech Yitzchak Al Avimelech Melech Plishtim Girara V'ira Elav Adonai V'yomer Al Teret Mitzrayma Shon Ba'aretz Asher Omer Alecha Gur Ba'aretz Hazot Ve'yeh Imcha Ve'avarechecha Ki Lecha U'Zaracha Yiten Et Kol Ha'aratzot Ha'el והקימותי את השבועה אשר נשבעתי לאברהם אביך והרביתי את זרעך ככוכבי השמיים ונתתי לזרעך את כל ארצות האל והתברכו בזרעך כל גויי הארץ כל הארץ עקב אשר שמע אברהם בקולי וישמור משמרתי מצוותי חוקותי ותורתי.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Temet B'chayei Olam Nata B'toheinu Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Awesome. You should be very proud of your dad.
Why?
I'm proud of your dad. Okay, you guys are going to be up, and I want to call. Yeah, Alex, you're first. I want to ask Merdad and Seppi. I was going to try to call you earlier, so you're instead of being the first, you're the last. So Amod, the Kohanim. Come on, Seppi and Merdad, come on. Okay, when we stood here at your bar mitzvah, you were still shorter than I am. And now you're way more handsome, way taller. It's not that much of an achievement to get taller than I am, though. Awesome.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach.
Baruch Adonai Amvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim Benatan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
V'yeshev Yitzhak bigrar v'yishalu anshe hamakom leishto vayomer achoti hi yarech leomer lemor ishtihi pen yaharguni anshe hamakom al rivkaha ki tovat Marech he.
vehi ki arhulo sham hayamim v'yashkaf avai melech plishtim ba'ad hachalon vayar vehine yitak metzahek et Rivka ishto. Wait, how does the second one start? Vayikra Avimelech Yitzhak. Vayomer hine ishtecha hi ve'ech amarta achoti Vayomer elav Yitzhak ki amorati pen amut alecha.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתנו תורת אמת לחיים לנו אתה ותחיינו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Awesome. Okay, wonderful. Mazal tov. I don't think it was lost on Larry and Andrea that when part of the plan of getting Andrea to speak was that I was going to get the rest of the family to chant Torah. So beware if an invitation comes or a request. Beware. Okay. We're now... Actually, Andy Kagan, can I ask you to come up? Yes. We're going to raise the Torah.
You're looking strong this morning, sir.
Okay, yeah.
And so all the rest of your mishpacha can help
Olga
us stress
and kids,
it.
come on up. Olga and kids.
Meet Rabbi Mulbaum right there. Okay, when the Torah rises, we will as well. So why don't we get up in preparation? V'zot HaTorah.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. ילאי לי 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 ילאי לי ילאי לי ילאי לי 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 ילאי לי 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 ילאי לי 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 ילאי לי ילאי לי ילאי לי 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 Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la la.
Please be seated. Adina, come up. Rafi has to be with her teacher, who is Adina.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzav v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo ובנביאי האמת בצדק. אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל העולמים, צדיק בכל הדורות, האל הנאמן, האומר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק, על התורה ועל עבודה ועל נביאים ועל יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל. אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך, ויתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Awesome. Rafi's bat mitzvah is in June, but Adina wanted to be able to spend time with her, so she decided to learn the Haftarah.
Before we move to our next transition, we're going to ask any of our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders that are here to go with David, and we'll see you at the end of the service.
Yes. It's a wonderful, all of the organizing effort is substantial. These young kids are now going from here to help to pack Thanksgiving bags. The vision is really a vision of Jane and Gary Stone in collaboration with a whole bunch of us, but I would say Jane and Gary with Stubat Winnick is where it started. And so now these young people are going to go and pack bags for people who don't have nearly as much as we do every day, but particularly on Thanksgiving. Okay, I want to thank you in advance, Andrea, for your desire to share your intellect and your wisdom and your depth when you come up here and share about your book, The DNA of You and Me. I'm going to be very brief, but I want to thank you, and I also want to thank Lori Reuben Haber, who is in the back, who actually had the courage and the generosity to launch us last month in this special Shabbat each month. Next month in December, Roger Tillis will be here. Andrea, I'm not giving like a full CV on her, but I just want to say, as a friend, as a mother of 2 beautiful children, wife of a really special husband, I have come to appreciate so deeply, as I said, both your intellect and your spirit, your soul. I love when spirituality and science meet is, I think, a really beautiful place, a place that is very exciting and enriching and meaningful, enlivening for me. And from the first moments we got to talk about your book, your work as a researcher, focusing on the science, the biology of the nose. Andrea will say a lot more, obviously. From that moment, the very first moments, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful, so special. So please come up, Andrea, to share with us your journey, your book, and it's a blessing and a privilege.
Hi, good morning. Thanks. Thank you for inviting me, Rabbi Meir, Tara, Cantor Blad, and Ellie. She's not here? Okay. Thank you for being here. This is so exciting. Is it possible to raise it a little bit?
Maybe I can do this now. How many clicks does it take to raise a microphone?
Not tight. Righty-tighty. Oh, it went too high.
It's fine.
There. Now we're ready.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm so excited to be here. It's my first time ever talking about my novel and my process. And it's an honor to do it here in TBE, where my kids were bar mitzvahed. So I have a script because I knew I was going to forget if I just tried to do it by memory. So at home I have a book. It's called the Hebrew Verb Table, and I brought it today. I bought this book in 1992 in Israel when I made Aliyah as a PhD student and studied Hebrew for the first time in my life. I hadn't opened this book in a long, long time and did so a couple of weeks ago, wanting to find the meaning of the word Torah. I always thought it had to do with law, the laws of our forefathers passed down to us, but it doesn't. The word Torah is derived from the root yara, which means in modern Hebrew to throw. And the hafil conjugation means to guide or to teach. So discussing my talk of today with Meir last week, I told him that I wanted to find a common ground between Judaism, between Torah and fiction as an art. So what we agreed on is that the common ground or point of convergence between Torah and a classic novel, the sort of novel you keep wanting to reread time and time again throughout your life, is that they both Torah and novel, capture human complexity in such a way that we are compelled to keep returning to their pages, seeking some deeper truth and understanding about the meaning of our existence and its purpose. And each time discovering something new, being guided, if you will, by the text. There is discovery in reading Torah, and there is also an element of discovery in reading a great novel. So I think that this element of discovery inherent in the process of reading and writing fiction is what drew me to becoming a writer in the first place, to investing hours of my life in this art at an age when most people are advancing in their chosen career paths. I was 40 years old when I first put pen to paper and left a career as a scientist to become a full-time mother to my recently born twins, Natasha and Alex. I started writing fiction relatively late in life, and this was actually, in retrospect, a good thing. I knew from my experience in science research what it took to stick to a project, to see things through, and I had an understanding of the world I think most young novelists in their early 20s or early 30s when they're just starting out don't have. And I think this helped me overall. And I also had something new to offer, and this was an inside view into lab culture and the sort of cutthroat environment of the world of science research. So The DNA of You and Me is my first novel. It will be published by HarperCollins in March of 2019. It took 10 years from conception to publication date. And part of the reason is because I had to learn to write, specifically to write fiction, which is a very different art from writing any other thing. So the other reason is because there was the big challenge of making all of the science that I wanted to write about, and specifically the sense of smell, which is the main topic of the book in terms of scientific topic, accessible to a lay person, and also weaving this science seamlessly into the narrative and the plot to make for an engaging read. So before I read a few excerpts of the book, I want to tell you a little bit about what inspired the creation of this novel, about the genesis of the book. The book started as something and became something entirely different as I discovered many truths about the characters I didn't know, and as the complexities that I was trying to flesh out on the page slowly revealed themselves to me. I started out this novel wanting to write about ambition in an academic setting. So the race to publish, to succeed, to stay in academia, the extent people will go to stay in research, the morally questionable things they will do to advance professionally. And I ended up writing a love story whose central theme is actually choice and personal identity. So the protagonist of my book is called Emily Beth-El. She is a successful scientist who is about to receive a Lasker Award. That means the Lasker Award is considered like the American Nobel. because many researchers who have received this award have gone on to receive the Nobel years later. So Emily is telling the story in the first person as a retrospect, recalling what happened to her 12 years earlier when she first moved to New York from Rockford, Illinois, to work in Justin's famous lab. And she met there a young man by the name of Aidan Doherty, who turns out to be her competitor in the lab, but also the love of her life. So the story begins in the present and loops to the past, where most of the action takes place. So to give you a general sense of the novel, I'll be jumping around between chapters. And I'll start with the opening chapter, with opening paragraph. Tell me, I have like 5 minutes or so? 10 more, okay. The DNA of you and me. Smell is an illusion, my father used to tell me. Invisible molecules in the air converted by my brain into cinnamon, cut grass, burning wood. Heat was a measure of pain receptors in my skin. And brown was not brown, but a combination of light waves captured by cones in my eyes. The world as I knew it, as I felt it to be, was the result of my own personal experience, and so it was up to me to make the best of my understanding of it. If it is true that things are what you make of them, it can be argued that it was I who got in the way of Aidan's research, his life, and not the other way around. After all, he had been in the lab for 3 years when I first set foot there. 3 years is a grain of sand in a scientist's life. But when you've been working in someone else's lab for that long, you begin to hunger irrationally for a breakthrough in your work. Your modest but unquestionable contribution to human knowledge. So this is the opening of the novel, and what follows is a scene where Emily receives a phone call from the Lasker Foundation. She is told that she has been nominated to receive this important award in medical research, and this triggers a whole, the news, this news triggers a whole set of things in her mind, the main one of which is her memory. She starts recalling how she got to this place, what happened, what she sacrificed to get here, and how she got here. So I will move on to chapter 2, when she's recalling. That crisp September morning, so let me just first say that, let me put a little bit of perspective here. She's recalling the first day that she came to the lab. This day she's taken the plane from Rockford, Illinois, O'Hare Airport, all the way to New York. It's her first time in New York ever. She's never been in New York. And she goes straight to the lab. She's very ambitious. She wants to get there. She wants to start her project. She's hoping to find communion and receptivity in the lab, and what she encounters is a very sort of cold environment. And she's thrown off by this. She doesn't know why this is. So there's a reason for this, and I'll tell you right now. The reason is because she came to do there something that other people are already doing, specifically Aidan and his partner, Allegra. So they're doing this, they're working on this project in the lab, and she basically came to work on that project too. So there's going to be sort of an internal competition within the lab between people who are sitting literally feet apart. So this is the reason for this environment, this very tense environment she encounters. So that crisp September morning, when I first arrived in the lab, fresh from graduate school, was 12 years ago. Justin led me past the trafficked hallway into a cavernous room with an unbroken view of the Queensboro Bridge and bays running the length of a sundoused aisle like rows in an airplane. In every bay, white-coated men and women around my age were absorbed in some task or other, or not absorbed at all. Some of them looked up to watch me move past them along the aisle in my outmoded jeans and tangerine sweater and a pair of knee-high boots whose flat soles, I realized with a knot in my stomach, accentuated my meager height. I steadied my dangling laptop to a hip bone and tried to make eye contact with everyone and to smile, stopping wherever Justin stopped and opening my hand to whoever he saw fit to introduce me to. David Hobbs, Stephen Kane, Eduardo Campos, Haru Oshiro, Mary Goodman, Wendy New. I matched their names to those in the bylines of the research papers from the lab I'd read. And when memory failed me, I attempted to figure out their status in the lab according to their appearance, guessing the fresh-faced people to be graduate students and the others, those with the complicated smiles and lines indented on their foreheads, to be the postdocs whose surnames had headed the grander papers. By the time we'd reached the final stretch of the room, I was perspiring from the effort of having to smile at people I didn't know, and uncomfortably aware of the buttery odor exuding from my scalp. I was relieved to make out the empty bay at the end of the room where I would be sitting, meant for only one person instead of the usual two. We were about to reach it when Justin stopped in his tracks in front of the neighboring bay. A tall man stood there, his shoulders slouched, pouring DNA into the wells of a gel. We were standing only inches away from him, but it wasn't until Justin cleared his throat that he acknowledged us. And even then he was slow to react, slow to rise to his full height and turn his eyes to us. "This is Emily Appel," Justin told him, "your new neighbor." Aiden brushed a hand against his faded jeans and, looking at me, allowing just enough time for his eyes to lock with mine into a kind of forced welcoming, shook my hand. "Aiden Doherty, nice meeting you, Emily." Without another word, he retook his multi-channel pipette and went back to filling the wells of his gel. Behind him, framed against the sunlit window pane of their shared bay, a pretty brunette was sitting at a desk with a hardcover notebook spread open across her lap. Her face was steadied on mine, but when I made a point of meeting her eyes, she stared down at her notebook. "Allegra Meltzer," Justin said, and to Allegra, "Allegra, this is Emily." Allegra raised her large green eyes to mine, nodded, and looked back down. It wasn't exactly a welcome party, and though neither Doherty nor Meltzer rang a bell, I imagined they were senior postdocs with projects that were going somewhere, not interested in a newcomer like me. Yet I kept hoping after Justin had seen me to my bay and rushed off saying he needed to be somewhere, that they would approach me to inquire what I was doing in the lab, and maybe even ask me to join them for lunch. Why not? As a graduate student in Champaign, Illinois, I had identified 3 new members of a well-known family of genes involved in anti-cancer drug resistance, a study that had led to a respectable publication in a specialized journal for cancer research. It wasn't the sort of journal one might find in an airport terminal on the shelves of Hudson News, not Scientific American or the high-profile Science or Nature, where people in Justin's lab usually published their work. But then I wasn't the kind of hands-on scientist they were. The kind of scientist one encountered in most labs back then. I was a bioinformatician. I used computers to analyze and interpret the biology encoded in DNA, and like to think of myself as a sort of Watson and Crick of the new millennium. Though what I wanted, what I was really looking for, I suppose, was to feel that I was one of them, one of the confident scientists in Justin's flashy lab, instead of the person in the small and obscure research lab I'd been a week ago. And so when Aiden appeared at the foot of my bay sometime around noon and asked me if I'd had anything to eat, I immediately stood up from my desk, as though I'd been expecting him. Thank you for the water. Should I continue? Okay, so they go to lunch, and they have a conversation where Emily learns that the project she came to do in the lab is already taken. So the question arises, should she stay or should she leave? Naturally, she stays. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a novel. So she stays, and that triggers a whole set of circumstances and events, things happen that basically drive the plot forward. The book is structured in such a way that you actually learn to make a knockout mouse. Even as a reader, you learn the steps. So it's divided into parts, and it starts out sort of science-y, where you learn a lot about the science, but it ends up becoming something else, maybe sort of merging into what art is. The significance of art. There is a lot of thematic themes that I touch in the book. One of them is forgiveness. The other one is personal identity and choice. You know, and also, as I was talking to Mayor last week, basically a state of grace in which, to achieve that state of grace in your life where you're comfortable with the decision that you made, you know, you're in peace with it, and even though it's painful to look back, you look forward to looking ahead because you've learned something about yourself. So I think that pretty much sums it up.
I want to say, so Andrea's going to, during our kiddush lunch downstairs, and we'll be down there in 10-ish minutes. In our conversations, this novel, and you tried to, you began to bring this out. It's amazing how sharing the journey of someone and then seeing ourselves in that journey and the issues of failure, forgiveness, striving to understand what's happened in our lives through a story. Is it true? Is it not true? What is truth? And where do we even look to find the wisdom that's crucial in our lives? Yeah, right? Which is a personal thing. Which is such a personal thing. Yeah. And Andrea will probably say something about this downstairs, but one thing she taught me, that there's we have these synapses in our brains, and actually the journey from place A to place B needs, in order for the synapse to grow to its destination, to what? To arrive, it needs, guidance. It needs a guidance, and she calls it a pathfinder. So I want to just make this final thought, close this loop, as it were. That the connections in our brain actually need something that guides the connection from its beginning to its end. It's such a profoundly religious subject. The guidance that a synapse needs to close that connection, to make that connection, we all need in every relationship in our lives, in every love in our lives, in every friendship, in every choice we make. How do we get there? Where do we turn for that guidance, for that connection? Anyway.
I just wanted to end this by saying that the original title of this novel and the one I had in my desk for 10 years was Pathfinder, which is precisely what Mayor has mentioned about the path, how every path is individual and universal in a way. And the publisher didn't refuse the title. They bought the book, but they didn't want that title because it reminded, they thought it would remind people of the car. So it was a battle, and I almost didn't want to sell it because I'm like, well, the title is everything. I mean, how could they want to change the title? But they did change the title, and I just wanted you to know that because it's relevant.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Let's return the tour to the Ark. Whoops.
We're on page 256. Please rise.
Abby. Actually, here, come here. Steve, come here.
Our Ark openers can come up if you're...
Et chaim hi lama chazikim ba vetomchecha meushar derachecha darchei
282.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Over our kitchen sink, we still have this. It's a pin with Myra Thompson's face. She was one of the Charleston Nine, and that sort of phrase, the Charleston Nine, has always been in my head, and then it morphed to the Pittsburgh 11, and now it's the Thousand Oaks 12. Let's just take 15 seconds of intentional silence. If you hear the name of someone you've come to remember, you can rise when you hear the name and remain standing. Still in the period of Shloshim, 30 days of mourning, Shirley Cohen, John Mustel, and Shirley Burke. And those lost in Pittsburgh, Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallinger, Jerry Rabinowitz, Cecile Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, Irving Younger. And the Yortzites this week for Dr. Norma S. Aaron, Dorothy Adelman, Nathan Barshap, Philip Cooper, Dr. Harold Ehrlich, Grace Gold, Sadie Burglass, Paula Harnick, Annabelle Heckler, David Heckler, Murray Kaplan, Minnie Capel, and Molly R. Rosenberg. Any other names for Kaddish, names to remember? On this anniversary Shabbat, 80 years since Kristallnacht, our prayers also take an added sanctity. If it's your custom to rise for the Mourner's Kaddish, please do so. It's on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chai echon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. V'agala u'v'zman kariv yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. May the one who creates harmony and peace and healing on high bring that to us, to all Israel, to our nation, to humanity. We say one last time, Amen. Any announcements or anything? Okay. And as our kids come in, a few announcements and thank yous.
First of all, thank you to all of our Torah readers. It's, you know how precious it is, how much you fill my heart, every letter you learn, every letter. Second of all, Andrea, thank you to you for a 10-year journey, and you're sharing it with us, the beginning of this, your own journey of sharing this work. And it's beautiful and exciting, and I can't even imagine the sense of like amazement. I'm done. Except now it's the job of learning how to convey it, you know? So it's beautiful. David Wolf, you've got our kids organized. Our next special Shabbat is, as I said, December 15th, Saturday morning, December 15th. Does anyone want to help me with any other announcement? Cantor,
Thank
Rabbi?
you, AJ.
AJ, yes. Tons of thanks. Any Rabbi? No? Okay. What? I can't hear. Oil bottles, right. I'm supposed to know what that is about. I've heard about it, but I can't remember. I know a bunch of you have told me 3 times.
For a Hanukkah art project heralded by Eileen Walk, so it will turn out amazingly, any bottles that formerly contained oil of any sort, not for a car, but for food, and no glass, can be deposited in my already messy office. Okay.
The thing is, there's so many people doing so many great things in this place. I feel good that there's stuff that I don't remember and don't know, and I don't know, there's so many great people doing great things, you know. Okay, let's
turn to page 300.
Everybody rise.
Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Okay, Baruch Adonai Yom HaShabbat Vayikadshehu. I have it.
Sabri.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei peri hagafen.
Amen, amen, amen. I don't know, are you old enough? How old are you? He's
Rabbi
10.
Merrillson.
It's not grape juice, I guess. Motzi, come on, guys, come close. Amen. Take a little piece.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom. Please put your siddur back in the little container in front of your pew. Lunch in a moment. I forgot. Seppi and Merdad, thank you for our Kiddush lunch. Kohanim, Javaheri, thank you.